Okay, we're just waiting on a few other people to show up and we will begin. Cannot believe it's almost October. I mean, how fast was that month of September? Oh my God. All right, so we're just waiting. We're just going to ask whatever today. Today is a potpourri type podcast, and we're going to ask whatever you guys want to ask within reason. I am still human. I can only see so much, but whatever topics you want to take a look at, we'll look at. All right, so we're just going to wait for a few more moments. I don't want to start this thing without a few more people in the room. All right, so let me just see what's coming up for today, because I'm getting some messages from the universe, and I just want to see what's coming up for today, for everyone. Let me just see what's happening here. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what's happening. Okay. Let me see what this is. I almost get like if everyone hasn't been doing their homework with their own lives and with their own set of karmic situations, if you have not concentrated on this or just think it's going to go away, and if you don't look at it, it just will go away and you'll be okay. You will actually be up first as far as the universe is concerned, and you will be shown in bright white lights, what the situation is with your karmic dilemma. You're going to have to do something about, something you haven't looked at for a long time. You've been avoiding it, you've been sidestepping, you've been doing whatever. And I'm getting that if you don't take a look at it in a very serious way, it will start chipping away at what you do have. And eventually you'll just be left with nothing. So that's kind of the message I'm getting. Like, look, guys, there's no more time to sit and deliberate or try to figure out if you're going to do something about whatever your karmic situations are. You got to let go what isn't working. And you can't keep making excuses for why it isn't working. Either you take a look at it, you're going to address it, you're going to do something about it, or you're going to start seeing the results of not doing so with what you already have. And it'll feel like you're just losing control. And you're going to want to go hide and pretend it's not happening and cover your ears and cover your eyes and cover your mouth and pretend it's not happening. And you will lose everything that you've accrued up until this point, slowly but surely. So you have to actually look at, what you've built, what's going on. You have to figure out what you have and be grateful for what you have. And if you've just been ignoring the signs from the universe, you haven't felt right about a certain situation or a certain dynamic in a relationship or a job or a career or a path. And you've always felt like there was something missing. And oh, it'll just work. I'll just give it time. It'll work. I'm telling you guys, you don't have time anymore. There's no more time now. You have to just take the leap of faith and just go. Take the leap of faith. Look, I've pretty much predicated my life on the entire leap of faith thing. And sometimes I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it. And I have to tell you, the leap of faith thing, as long as you know it's the right thing to do, it's your path, as long as you know it's the right thing to do, then the leap of faith is fine. If you're taking a leap of faith because you want to manipulate something into happening, that's not going to work. It's either meant to work or it isn't. And if you haven't really addressed it, you're not really looking at it, you're just hoping it works because that's what you decided maybe long ago, maybe yesterday. You decided that these things needed to work. You put all your effort into it. It needs to work. And sometimes you chose things because it was the easiest path. And it was the easiest thing to navigate. And you just thought, well, that was thrown in my path, so I'm supposed to go with it. A lot of times things are thrown in your path because you're supposed to learn something. You're not supposed to engage with it and make it like a lifelong commitment. This is where, you know, when I am reading people privately, this is where the majority of the issues come from. Because people start going in thinking, oh, well, it was thrown in my path. That was a sign it was thrown in my path. No, sometimes when things are thrown in your path, it means that you have to learn something from it. It doesn't mean that, oh, this is a permanent situation. You have to learn something from it. And sometimes you have to let it go. Sometimes the thing you learn is more about yourself than it is about whatever it was you were going through. Okay. So I'm going to take questions from people. We're just going to, it can be about anything. It can be a case file. It can be about the state of the world, the state of your world, your individual issues. I don't care. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. So if you need to talk to me, just send me a request. I will put you on. And again, I appreciate you guys answering me back after I yelled at you. I sort of yelled at everybody because, you guys weren't really answering me back on certain things. And I'm thinking, I give all this time, I give hours and hours and hours every week to these podcasts situations and I answer questions for people. I'm not doing this in a monetary way. I'm not monetizing these podcasts. So, I'm doing this of my own free will, of my own volition, and as a way to pay back. So, when you guys just don't answer me back because you're afraid that you don't have an answer, I don't care. As long as you're polite about it and courteous, I'm good. You'll find that that's the best way to deal with me. If you're courteous, you're upfront, you just say what's true, then I'm okay. I'm not sitting here being some, you know, warlord, swinging an axe at certain people that follow me. No. But if you're polite about it and you respond to me, then we're good. All right. So, part of another thing that I'm seeing is, and this has been pretty much with everybody I've read, um, a lot of people are feeling exhausted. And I have yet to feel anybody that's invigorated by what's coming. Everybody's exhausted. They just want to get off the ride. They just want this thing to be done, whatever it is. They want their life to be figured out. They want their path to be drawn out in a plain way. They just don't want to have any more questions. The thing is that when you leave things go and you find yourself sort of taking it for granted every morning. You wake up, you're thinking, oh, this is my life, this is what I'm doing. Um, and you're still not satisfied. And you wake up and you're not joyous every single day to be doing what you do, then you're going to be tired. You're going to be tired because you're working through issues that you perhaps should have addressed earlier. So everybody's sort of late to the party. We're all kind of late, you know, working it out and facing things we didn't want to face, very personal, very painful things is what I'm seeing in the reads. I honestly think that this cleansing is so good for us right now. Um, the cleansing it's going to make everybody more authentic, more true, less, making stuff up so that people feel better. I am so over that. I am so over like people telling me one thing or another thing. Even in the readings, it's like the first 5 minutes with somebody new, I'm usually saying, okay, well, let's get down to what's really happening, instead of whatever they want to present as the image. I don't really judge anybody as long as they're living in their truth. If you're living in your truth, everything is good. I probably have to apologize for as many times as I've done the Brian Koberger situation, and how many episodes I've devoted to that situation. It's just that I've been in that thing since the first moment it happened. So that told me I was supposed to be a part of that. For better, for worse, I gained a lot of enemies. I gained a lot of friends. I still stuck to my guns. And I didn't do it blindly. I took a look each time. Now we're like looking at Brian Koberger what was it? He was going to Costco. I mean, come I mean, honestly, how desperate are we to find something in the cracks that we have to look at this video of Brian Koberger the next day with no marks on him whatsoever going to Costco? hmm Um, I have worked many crime scenes and I have been on the crime scenes. I've actually been in the middle of it where no one knows anything and we're just trying to figure out what the hell happened. But this situation has become so, like, people are so thirsty for something to do. Their lives are so empty that they need to make sense of this for themselves. And my suggestion is that you take a look at your own life and figure out your own karma and your own nonsense. And when you have that cleaned up, yeah, come back to the Brian Koberger thing. But most of the people that spend endless hours dissecting every little inch of that case are doing so because they don't want to look at something that is missing in their own lives. And I'm not meaning that as some sort of, um, you know, disparaging remark. I'm not trying to judge people. I looked at it, I've spent a lot of time on it, but I also have other things that balance it out. Other work, other other uses of my talent that will, I'll come back around to the Brian Koberger thing. But there are some people that spend so much time on it that they have lost, and I've also seen the same thing with Donald Trump. Some people have spent so much time defending that decision to align themselves with Donald Trump and all of that nonsense that they have forgotten who they are. I mean, it's it's so much repeated information from other people. It doesn't even sound real anymore. Like, some people that I know are just repeating those same things over and over again because they heard it from a family member or somebody else. You can tell it's not even their own thoughts anymore. That's where I draw the line. If it's not part of who you are, something authentic to you, something that I can see that is unique to your energy field, then I've got a problem with it. It means that you are using this to fill up space or to avoid looking at something in your own life. All of these situations are great. All of these situations are you know moments for us to go in and dig deep and be a collective and try to help out. But sometimes what I've seen with some of the media and some of what's going on with uh, either case files or Donald Trump or, you know, whatever current crime is on the news right now, or murder or senseless this and that, it's because people are avoiding. It's nice that everybody got involved, but it became so much that people are losing sight of who they are inside of this. And I started out doing this not liking it, guys. I didn't like working on crime scenes. It wasn't my favorite thing to do with my talent and what I do. In fact, it was the least favorite thing out of all the readings I had ever done. And I couldn't believe that that's how I became known, but honestly, it was my least favorite because I had to become a machine. I had to become just this laser focused person that looked at these things. In fact, a lot of people that watched Haunting Evidence and some of the other cases that I had worked on, um, they commented to me, because my pictures, after we were all done, my pictures, I'm all of a sudden smiling. They had never seen me smile before. For all those years I was filming, I never smiled. And nobody, and they're like, you look different. And it's like, yeah, I'm not doing that right now. I'm actually able to smile. I mean, when you're talking about somebody's loved one that's been murdered, smiling is not appropriate. And, I didn't smile for like 5 years. I didn't smile really. I just kept laser focused. I had to keep my nose to the grindstone, and my psychic senses very sharp, and I had to look at what I was looking at. And smiling wasn't part of that. I mean, sometimes I would, just because I just needed a release, but most of the time I wasn't smiling. So again, there's a balance that needs to happen with all of this. I love that people are getting involved on the ground level, and everybody's excited about looking at crime scenes and, you know, discerning what's happening within that framework. And, but there's most of what I've witnessed is happening, though, is not gathering of information. It's mostly a lot of hate, and people hating each other and actually deflecting and projecting their own karma and whatever they have lived through on a personal level. They're using this to wield this entire energy ball of hate towards other people. And I don't think that's what it was meant to do. So much hate. It's like nobody, you know what, if you don't agree, just don't answer, or just don't read it, or just go away. Let let other people, figure that out for themselves. But the people that need to sit there and attack other people with their point of view time and time again, it's like they just don't let it go. It's because, A, most of the time when I do readings, it's A, because in your own personal life, in your own family dynamic, nobody ever listened to you. So you're actually using this situation to be heard, or you have felt unseen, unheard, that your opinion just didn't matter because so many people just didn't pay attention to you. So you're using this online presence to create another persona for yourself. And too many people are getting lost in it now, and I'm frightened for them. I'm frightened. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I don't think so. I sit back and I observe, which is what I'm good at. Um, and my psychic sense is most people had a good heart and good intention going in, but you get so lost in trying to convince other people of this, that, and the other thing. Instead of stop trying to convince them, just hold your opinion, hold it firm, and wait it out. Why do you need to, you know, push your opinion so hard that, and yeah, the guy that leads our country right now, he does the same thing. So maybe we just follow suit because he's doing it. So it looks like it's okay. It's not okay, guys, because what's happening is we're losing ourselves in it. We're losing ourselves. You have to still be yourself. You can hold on to your opinion and what you've discerned, and you don't need to convince 1,000 other people in order for that opinion to be relevant. I mean, many times when I was working on crime scenes and with law enforcement, I noticed that, you know, they didn't roll their eyes at me. That was actually good. But they actually took my opinion pretty seriously, I guess, maybe because of my delivery. But, you know, a lot of times they didn't agree with it. And I said, look, I don't even care if I'm right or wrong, but just take what I've given you, take the details I'm seeing, and try to apply this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's not a big deal. But if I'm right, then you've saved yourself a lot of time, and we could possibly find the solution to this murder, this crime, this missing person, where time is not on our side. You know, we need to see why we're fighting so hard to be heard. And most of the time I sit back. If you notice my the only thing that I get up in arms about is if somebody is disrespectful. But other than that, I'll hold my opinion and I don't really cave. I don't really change it. I'm just like, hey, no big deal. You believe what you believe. I believe this because I do this every single day. And I am fortunate enough to be paid quite a bit of money to see this every single day. So nobody makes the kind of money I do consistently for this many years unless I'm on my game. Okay. And I'm not showing off. I'm just saying nobody does this. Usually if you're not good at what you do, then, you had a short career and it's over. I have been doing this for decades consistently. So there's got to be something to it. But I don't force people, I don't need acknowledgement. I just know if I see it correctly, I hold on to it. I stopped doubting myself a long time ago. And this is where I'm trying to teach you guys if you're going to have an opinion about, whatever out there, online or on an online presence, and you're talking about, something in the news, something on a case file, something about, your opinion about, a certain law that was passed or healthcare or whatever it is. If you're going to have an opinion about it, hold your opinion and stop looking for, oh, I need 100 people to agree with me or otherwise it's not valid. I need a certain amount of hits on my website or otherwise, it's not valid. That means nothing. I have had the unpopular opinion many times. And you know what? It always comes around as true. So I don't worry about it. Okay, that's just my opinion, and hopefully that helps somebody out there. If you guys have any questions about anything, about any of the stuff out there in the news, anything about our country, anything about yourself personally, I will entertain those questions within reason. So just ask me request. I do these potpourri podcasts, not because I have nothing else to talk about. It's just that sometimes we need to talk about everything. All right, hold on. Let me see who's. All right. So we have Patrick first.
Hi, Carla. How are you?
Hey, you. Okay, so I'm good. So I'm sitting here spouting off about this and that. as I do. How are you?
I could be better, but I'm moderately well.
Okay. So, what's going on with you? Talk to me.
So, I don't know if you watched the news earlier, but it was a huge thing in my home state of Texas. Are you familiar with the yogurt shop murders?
I saw it coming across my feed. I don't know all about it, but go ahead and ask.
The person that they say is the killer, is it really him?
Well, we've been living that life for how many different case files have we lived that lie? Um, all right. So, what are you asking?
The person that they announced is the killer, is it really him?
All right, I need the first name. Well, just tell me the name of the person because I don't know this case like you do. So,
I just know that it's Robert something. I don't know the last name off the top of my head.
okay,
I think Shirts.
okay. If anybody else knows the answer to that question, chime in. All right, just hold on. Let me look. So, you want to know if Robert is actually the killer of the, is it the yogurt shop murders?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me look. Is Robert the killer? No, not even like no, a couple of times no. Um, Let me just see what's going on here. Why did they choose him? Well, one thing, wrong place, wrong time, and I see somebody that owns the yoga shop or an owner, something about an owner, somebody that has property is involved with this.
Oh, wow.
Does that I literally don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what I'm seeing.
Hmm.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, because when I saw the documentary series on HBO a few weeks ago, I I don't know, I just had like an intuition feeling like I thought the owner was part of it.
Okay, that's weird because you and I have never discussed this. Clearly, I don't know this case. Um, wow. Well, there
But
you go. Um, I get that there was some sort of a shakedown with the owner, and the owner took care of it, and then somebody else got blamed.
mhm.
So it looks like there was some sort of shakedown going on. I get that the owner was involved with the yoga shop, looks like a front from what I can see,
Mhm.
a front for some other operation he was running.
Interesting.
What do you know about it?
I just know that when my uncle and his then girlfriend lived in Austin, it was a big thing. It was for young teenagers that were murdered, and they could never figure it out who was the murderer the last 34 years.
I am telling you that this is what I'm seeing. Um,
Yes, ma'am, of
that
course.
there was some other type of operation being run. The yoga shop was clearly a front for this. They had something running in the background, um, and it was definitely illegal. um,
Mhm.
and and I get that this was the actual money maker for this owner. The yoga shop didn't make, they were lucky if they broke even.
Mhm.
So this owner, do we know? I don't know anything about this. this owner is worried at that time, and I get that, this was the story he stuck to. But, I think it wasn't so much a syndicate, but it was definitely some sort of underground operation they were running. And the yoga shop was a front for sure. That was definitely for sure. I hope
Mm.
something I am saying is ringing true because that's what I'm seeing. If I were reading for a law enforcement individual, I would say the same exact thing.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Your testimonies have always come out true. So, of
Well,
course.
this is new information, it sounds like to you. So maybe you might want to do a little research.
Well, it's funny you say it looks sketch because in the area that it is in Austin, or it once was, it
Mhm.
it is a sketchy area.
Okay. Um, as far as I didn't see the documentary. As far as the documentary went, they just left it open, like they don't know it's a mystery.
They had left it open, and then it was a cold case, and then the lieutenant, I believe, retired, and then the predecessor or the successor came in and he reopened it, and then Emma Stone moved to Austin, and it was like Emma was around that part of Austin, and they told her the lore of what happened there, and then she produced a documentary on it with A24 and HBO.
Hmm. So part of what I'm getting is um, I'm hearing the word shakedown, and I'm seeing also that there was a. Let me just see why those teenagers. There were four.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I think the youngest victim was like 13 or something.
It looks like one of them was related to somebody that was working this thing in the background. One of them was related, like it could have been a father, an uncle, something. But they stumbled upon some information.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them was related. It looks like they try. Um, were they all taken out at different times?
Um, from what the from what the series had said, yes, but it was all like different times, but it was like 2 to 3 minutes after each girl.
Okay.
And what's so funny or ironic is two of the victims were sisters.
Okay. I honestly think that they stumbled upon something with this it looks like a relative. It looks like a male relative.
hmm But there was always a rumor that one of the girls' relatives was involved with something.
Oh,
But that's just hearsay and that's just Reddit talk. You know what I mean? But
well,
everything that
I
you're.
mean, they're getting it from somewhere. So I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
I have no connection to this case, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this
Mm-hmm.
male, and I'm seeing that they either overheard or stumbled upon something, and you know this was. Let me just see what it involved. Let me see if they tell me what it involved. I'm looking at what was the illegal activity. Let me see what it involved. Okay. Okay. I keep hearing money laundering. I keep hearing something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Money laundering. Um, it's definitely dealt with outside the country. So, was there any connection to Mexico that you know? I'm getting money laundering. Like they were taking money from something else and they were laundering it through the yogurt shop. And these relatives, it looks like two of them, two relatives. So it could have been the two sisters. It looks like they stumbled upon something.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't at that point, but the decision was made.
Oh
I
my
hear
goodness.
money laundering and I hear that something else was going on and they were filtering the money through the yogurt place.
Mm-mm.
Well, now you have to do some research for us.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay, cuz obviously you inserted yourself in this. So, um what else did you have for me? Any other question besides that one?
Um, I can ask about anything.
Within reason, my dear. Within reason.
Mm, it's so funny, this conversation that we're talking about law enforcement.
Mhm.
I recently met someone who's a law enforcement, or he's an officer, and I don't know. It kind of like when
Relationship?
I met him, yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. It like when I met him, I just kept seeing white in like my third eye, and it was like all like a good white and all clouds. So I'm like, huh,
I need a first
I don't
name.
know, Andrew.
Okay, let me look. In fact, my last testimonial, not to give away all his secrets, but he's law enforcement and he's also gay. So, so, I've read on his relationships before. Let me look. Andrew, is there a connection to Renzo? Let me just see what the meeting was about. Let me ask this. Was there an issue with like whether or not he even knew he was gay and he might have been married or in a relationship with a woman and then he wasn't? Like, do you know anything about his history?
Mm, he's mentioned a few prior exes, but he's never mentioned marriage.
Okay, it doesn't mean that he was married, but I get that there was definitely like a female
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like either it ended so badly that it looks like there was like it made him really think about who he was.
Yes, you're correct.
So I'm looking at um and it was almost like she threatened him,
Yes.
and I get that she felt like, why did you waste my time and energy? Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
She's a very scary girl.
And I get that she's the type that would actually go after his job or like make it public that
Yes.
he, and ruin him like she did.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard karma to live through. Hold on, let me look. Let me just see what Andrew's story ends up being. Okay. He's telling you to wait, but he's interested. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be put off by him saying he needs a little time. Don't
Okay.
be put off. He's not doing it because he doesn't like you. It's just that he has to figure out his situation so that he doesn't make you a target.
Yes.
Um, Eventually, he'll come out and he'll be in the open with it, and it'll be fine. It's just right now, her threats are pretty real. It looks like she holds some power.
She does.
Yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's something he needs to go through, but you know what? Be there for him.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, anything else about him?
Um, it's so ironic because I did not even tell you that he's trying to navigate to come out.
Go ahead.
Um, he he's trying to navigate to come out, and he's just very fragile and nervous.
Well, if anybody can teach him the ropes, you can. You know?
Oh my god.
What?
It's funny, ironic you say that because he had said something about like you have patience that's out of this world. And I'm like, you're a cop, you're supposed to have patience. And he's like, yeah, but you're teaching me. He used the word teaching, and so like it the similarities, I guess. He just said I'm a very good teacher and I'm very patient. And he just
You
said I'm
guys
a
will actually, this will manifest. It's just that you have to wait. I'm getting March of next year will be kind of like the first window. Okay.
mm-hmm,
So take him through the holidays. Okay.
mm-hmm,
Help him.
yes,
You were
ma'am.
put in his path for a reason. You're going to help him get through this and he'll be just fine. Because this is who he actually is. He needs to be. I was talking about this in the beginning of the podcast here.
Mm-hmm,
Everybody needs to be authentic. No more game
mm-hmm,
playing, no more just sort of getting through something and then you know closing your eyes and your ears to everything that's going on and hopefully it goes away. No, 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 no. You have to be authentic now, or otherwise, what you do have will start chipping away and it will become a nightmare. That's the other side of this that people don't realize. Like, you don't have a lot of time to do this now. You had time before, you procrastinated, you didn't do it. So now you got to do it, guys.
Carly,
Whatever
you
it
want to
is.
know something?
What?
He's been having nightmares. And he's been talking about time because he just turned 31, and he's just saying like I feel like I shouldn't be at the level that I'm at right now. I'm 31, I'm a cop, all this, and I'm like, you need to give yourself grace and patience. And you need to value
Tell
everything
him
that
when we get to the month of March next year, tell
mhm
him that he will have an epiphany where he realizes that his skill set defines his job and not his sexual choice.
and
And
I've been
you know,
mhm
you're going to be with him. It's just you have to wait a little bit and get him through this last little part.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Carla. Thank you. But it's ironic because I had a hunch that he was married, but I can't find his records online.
Well, it's not really indicating a marriage. He could have been with somebody for a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
that knew something was off, but they could never put their finger on it. And when she found out, mm, it wasn't good. It would have been better if he was honest up front, but he was using her to make himself look better. On As he was rising up the ranks in his career, he didn't think about what it would do to her,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So was he wrong? Yes. Does he need to take accountability for all of his actions? Yes.
Absolutely.
But it looks like he will, and it looks like you'll be there.
Thank
So
you,
I'm
Carla.
happy for you. You've got a new one coming up. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. It When he was talking to me about the ex, I was just like, "Oh my goodness!" It, it I don't know how to explain it, but it was just like, when you have those periods of time, like you come to a full realization, and it's like time stands still, and the energy around it feels stagnant.
Hmm.
That's exactly how it felt, and I was like, I need to go for a run. This is too much for me.
Well, try not to go for a run too many times. Be there for him. Okay.
Yes,
He's
ma'am.
it won't be all manifested all in one fell swoop. I mean, he needs somebody to anchor him, and you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
his anchor. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so happy for you. Good. Yay. Yay.
Thank
Because
you.
you know what? You've always lived in your truth. So it's time
And
for you.
it to me it's so difficult because I never had the privilege to be in the closet or to come out. Everyone just knew automatically.
Well, why would you? First of all, your personality. Why would you want to live in a closet? Closets are very confining, and that's just not who you are.
Because it's just like
It's safe? Hell no. It's
no,
work.
no, no, no,
It's
no, not
work.
safe, but
What?
it
It's a rite of passage. If you get to come out and declare, and
something like that.
everybody's
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, like everyone knew before I did, so I'm just like, I don't know that feeling. I don't know that stress.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
there's nothing about that feeling that's nice for the person experiencing it. Um, I read a lot of gay men and women, and let me tell you, it's when you hold on to it for too long, it starts being toxic, and it starts making you sick.
Mhm.
I mean, you should be who you are,
Mhm.
and the fact that you didn't have to go through that part of the filter is good. This thing where you come out and there's this big celebration, and like everybody's celebrating the fact that, oh, he finally came out. Like, you know what? It's not really, for the person experiencing it, it's the worst thing, because it's
Mhm.
like they felt like, well, maybe it would have been okay if I did this earlier, you know?
Mhm.
The thing is that, whether it's a rite of passage or not, the fact that other people are a support system, and helping you come out, and everybody's happy about it, and everybody's celebrating, the fact that you're being authentic is great. But you have other things to accomplish this lifetime, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's not one of them. You already know that part about yourself.
Yes,
That would
ma'am.
have been too time consuming, and that would have gotten in the way of the other things you need to do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's go on to Michelle. Michelle?
Hi, Carla.
Hey, good evening.
How are you?
I'm good. All right, so what do you want to ask me?
Well, I'm in the import-export business, and with all the crazy tariffs going about, I'm just worried. My company is a strong company, but it's so quiet and it's unnerving.
So you want to know if,
The job will, my company will get through this craziness.
okay. Well, the first thing that I'm seeing, let me just see, I'm confirming this. Okay. You're going to have to retool your business to not be like import export,
Hmm.
but run it through somebody else that is, and then you do the sales from your end
Hmm.
uh, out of the United States. Okay.
Hmm. But we
I'm
definitely we
getting
have
that you
offices
have to have
all
a
over the
middle
world.
person.
Hmm.
You have to have like a middle person, a company that will
Hmm.
absorb the brunt of this whole other thing. And it
Hmm.
could be as simple as Amazon or eBay for you.
Hmm.
It could be
Right.
that where they absorb the brunt of, you know, like whatever tariffs, whatever shipping, whatever, because they're very inventive and they find ways around these things.
Yeah, it's a freight forwarding company, Custom Brokers, and they're strong. They're a very strong company, and we have offices all over the world. It's just it's such an unstable situation
Well, I
and
think
such
I
fear
it's
and
not, you're looking
hmm
for the answer like, oh, Trump is going to choose to do something differently. First of all, that's not going to happen. So what
hmm
I'm seeing that you need to do in the meantime is just
hmm
rename the company, either do an LLC or something else that protects you with offshore accounts,
hmm
okay?
okay.
And filter the money and the transactions through something else.
Hmm.
That's what I'm getting. That's your answer for right now. Because if
Hmm.
you're expecting things to change, the reason it's so quiet is because we're looking at something pretty major it's coming around the corner. Oh,
Hmm.
and shocking is a very mild term for what I see.
Wow.
Um, we will. No one is prepared for what's going to happen,
Wow. That's scary.
and uh,
In a bad way or a good way?
in a way that no one expected. Let me just
Wow.
say that.
Okay.
So what you want to do is just protect yourself in the meantime. So have another a company, a shell, if you will, or something else
Hmm.
that will absorb, these rules, these regulations for right now. And
Hmm.
that way you guys aren't, victims of, whatever weekly changes might happen.
Right. Well, I think they've already started to establish those type of things. So I think we're definitely on the right track. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't see a problem other than that. I don't see it ending.
Hmm.
Okay.
I've got smart bosses, let me tell you.
I don't see it ending. I see that they're worried
Hmm.
about, they're mainly worried about not the transactions themselves, but whether or not the investors are going to be there.
Right. Hmm.
That's the money. Okay.
Right.
So if the investors can be pleased with the fact that it's going to filter through another entity
Mm-hmm.
that protects them,
Yes.
all this nonsense,
Mm-hmm.
that is what I suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, I think it's definitely in the works already. Thank you. That's
You're
confirming for me. Yeah.
welcome. Okay, good. Yay!
Thank you, Carla.
You're welcome. All right, so who else wants to ask me a question tonight before we sign off? Anybody else have anything they're concerned about? It's a potpourri type podcast, which means you can ask pretty much within reason, you know, what I see about this and that. So if you have a question, just give me a request and we'll put it up there. But the other thing is that it's not just about being authentic, but not letting yourself be affected by being authentic. I mean, so many people just are having stress beyond belief. They're not sleeping, they're not eating, their health is suffering. um, I'm reading so many people that are going through, people are holding on to properties and marriages and businesses that they really had no business holding on to, that were actually falling apart at the time. So, they're holding on to it because they think, oh, it's something they know, it's something that's secure. That's actually a fallacy. That's false information, because it may seem like it's safe territory. Um, but what I'm getting is that this is where the universe is going to teach the lesson. They're going to start chipping away at things you already do have, because you didn't make the move when you had the chance to do so. All right, so let me see who else wants to ask. Miss Annie, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can. Hey, dear,
Hi, how are you?
how are you? Thanks for coming tonight.
Yeah, it's been very enlightening, and I've enjoyed listening. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to ask anything because I'm feeling very scattered. But I think that you're talking about like holding on to things and being able to let go of things and whatnot. And my concern, I guess, or question is I just feel very stuck and kind of lost at the same time at this point in my life where I'm like I don't really know like I feel like I'm at a crossroads but I don't know what the street names are.
Hmm.
If that makes sense, and it's like I'm just kind of like feeling a general, you know, anxiety about everything and nothing. And so I wondered if are you able to like offer any clarity or anything like that? I know it's very general.
No,
I'm
I
not
know. Well, since I do this every day, a lot of people are experiencing, you all, and I'm saying you all, meaning every single person I'm reading privately. Um, you all want guarantees. You all want like these guarantees. Okay, I have choice A, B, C, D. Which one? And sometimes you don't get to know certain parts of it because that's part of the lesson in itself. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, you're saying you don't know the street names of the crossroads, but you know you're at a crossroads, which means part of what I'm picking up is it has to do with the individual organizations you work for.
Mhm.
I get that you don't share the same vision anymore, and
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
known this for about, it looks like almost a year and a half to 2 years. You've known this for that long.
Mhm.
And it looks
That's
like,
pretty accurate. Yeah.
yeah, you could have changed then, but you were kind of
Mhm.
waiting for them to get a clue or other things to change that would provide a mandate whereby they would change. And you're making your decisions based on other people changing or
Mhm.
other environmental aspects of this changing, and that's not going to happen. You're going to have to make the move, sort of like go rogue, make your own move, and make
Mhm.
this happen on your own. And I still see you. Uh, Part of what I'm seeing is that I'm hearing the word program. You will initiate a program.
Mhm.
That's the word I'm hearing.
Okay.
You will start a program and it will be funded. Don't worry. It looks like
Mhm.
it'll be funded by the people that subscribe to your program.
Mhm.
So it's a program that you initiate, a certain structure, a certain platform,
Mhm.
whereby the teaching, whatever, will happen through that platform. And you'll be surprised at how many come on board like right away. Like it looks
Mhm.
like 7 or 8 entities come right away.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about how it's going to happen or whether you're going to be safe or taken care of or secure in this choice. I already see it happening. It's just that you're trying to give other people a chance to do the right thing. And and that's not going to happen where you are. You know,
Okay.
they're going to do whatever their greedy little minds are going to do. I mean, they're going to do whatever they're
Mhm.
going to do. And
Right.
you can't help them make that choice.
Right.
You can't campaign or get on your soapbox and tell them how it's going to be or how it should be and have your voice listened to. They're
Mhm.
not even in a position to listen to you. They just tolerate
Right.
you. So why would you stay somewhere where they just tolerate you? You're such a beloved person and soul. Why would you stay somewhere they just tolerate you?
I think that um well, I'm trying to like kind of gather my thoughts because uh up to a point it's like that was almost exactly like literally my life situation is I've been and I think I mentioned before I work in academics. And about almost 2 years ago, in October, it'll be about 2 years. They, I used to work on a campus, and they restructured the way that they do my department. And so now I work at home, and ever since that restructuring, like I've lost a lot of fulfillment in what I used to do and sort of the limited capacity I do it now. And it's just been something that has been increasingly just I'm frustrated with. I'm not on the same page with my coworkers and but I've been staying because it's my income and it's what's stable because I've been with the university, as a whole for 6 years now. Um, and but at the same, so I mean that's all like very accurate. And
The part I'm seeing that you're having the problem with is the leap of faith, that leap off the cliff, where I see you doing this on your own. You will establish a program, you will do it yourself, you'll do it in a certain place that's provided for you, and
mhm.
you are welcome. There's no more having to fight for it.
Yeah, and yeah, that's exactly where I'm struggling because I'm hearing that and I'm like, I really want to, you know,
The
work for myself or
semantics of
just kind
this
of do
will work out.
something.
All right, this is the part where people don't believe that the universe actually does do this type of thing. Um,
I
it
guess I'm saying
will
I don't even
work.
know like what I would do as far as like I don't know what I have to teach anybody else. You know what I mean? Like it's
It has to do
um
with putting it out there and seeing if
Mhm.
people look. At first, I wasn't really sure if people would buy into me guiding them through in a spiritual way, because I,
Mhm.
you're never really sure if people are going to get with this, but
Right.
I knew that I had to do this. So the more I did it, the more people just, gravitated to me. So
Mhm.
you just put it out there that that you're thinking of designing a program to do A, B, C, D, and E. You just put it out there.
Mhm.
You could put it out as a newsletter to certain people that you trust.
Mhm.
What do you think about this? And let them sit with it, because I'm telling you, you will have, I'm hearing the word accredited. So you will have an opportunity to have credits that will equal a university's credit for
Mhm.
these students. I'm hearing the
Okay.
word accredited.
Mhm.
So you will be able to establish that. You will be able to, so you don't have to go through a university to do that. You're going through the wrong party to try to see if that's going to work. They're too big,
Mhm.
and they have too many board members that they have to please. This is something where you can actually go to the source and say, look, what do I do to be accredited? And that the students or the people that take my particular uh, program,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
can they gain some sort of uh, degree?
Mhm.
Will they get credits that they can use out there in the world? Will they get the necessary credits? Can I do this in an off-campus style type of thing?
Mhm.
Or just start looking in that direction. Okay,
Okay. Mhm.
that direction where you're looking
Okay.
in an unconventional. You're still trying to go to the people that hold all the cards, and they don't hold all the cards. There's a way around
Mhm.
that.
Right.
And you're just thinking they do. You just think they have all that power. There
Right.
are others, they're looking for other types of programs where, you know, you could deal with specific, um, even like students that have certain gifted students, or certain students that have a uh, some sort of like a handicap of sorts. You could even deal
Mhm.
with that.
Right.
And
Okay.
the thing is that if you state it in that way, they might be able to find you a fit, because you're willing
Mhm.
to take on what this big organization wasn't willing to take on.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? You're thinking outside
Yeah.
the box.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
So now you have a little bit more of a direction.
Yeah.
You've been looking in the wrong place. You're
Yeah.
still
That.
doing this on your own. You're still coming up with a program on your own, but
Mhm.
it'll be funded through, and it'll still count.
Mhm.
As far as what I can see, it'll still count as far as credits and, what students are looking for.
Right.
It's a program
Okay.
that will work outside of, maybe there are students that didn't make it into the university, but they still need the credits.
Mhm.
Maybe maybe there was a wait list, and you're going to handle the
Mhm.
wait list now.
Right. That makes sense. Those are all
Start
things that I
getting
haven't
creative, Miss
like
Nanny.
thought about. Yeah.
You know what? There's always a way around. If
Yeah.
somebody wants to put that on my gravestone, that's fine. Because there is always a way around. Anyway, I
Right.
hope that helped you.
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my dear. All right. So, anybody else have any other questions they want to pose here? You can ask me whatever you want. You can ask about one of the case files out there. That's fine. It's just a potpourri kind of podcast tonight. So, we're just doing it all. So, if you have a question that, you know, you want to pose to a psychic that does this, go ahead. If not, I'm going to wrap it up soon. But I think this is good. I think it's good where we just touch upon different things and you guys get a little introduced to each type of reading that I do. Um, and I never know until I start reading. Like I never know who I'm going to read until the next day actually. I wake up and I see my emails and then I know who I'm going to read. I don't have a calendar where I schedule people, 6 months ahead or what. I don't know how John Edward and some of these other people deal with that. I would be bored out of my mind and just never do it. If I knew 6 months from now I was going to be reading so and so at 3 p.m., I would just end it all right now. I have to not know and just wake up, and then the day is a huge surprise to me. And that makes it exciting for me every single day because I never know what's coming. That's why on some of these podcasts, they're good because I never know what you guys are going to ask me. All right. So I appreciate everybody showing up. Unless somebody has a question, I'm going to do last call. Last call for any question that you want to ask. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. So it's almost October. Oh my God. It's almost October. Like Wednesday is October 1st. I'm ready. I am ready for Halloween season. I don't know about the rest of you, but I am ready. My favorite season by far, actually, my least favorite season. Okay, my favorite seasons. This is like this. I talk about my favorite one, but I never do them in order. Okay, so my favorite season is obviously the fall. My second favorite season is the summer. My third is winter. And my least favorite season is spring. I have never once liked spring. I know, I don't know why. I just have never liked spring. I don't know why. I have such an aversion to spring. I mean, it's starting to get warmer and whatever, but I kind of gravitate towards the darker, like the darker winter and the darker, the hidden months. Like the fall is my favorite though, and summer is my second. For some reason, I like summer much better. And winter is next, and then spring is my least favorite out of the year. It's not like I'm going to stop living during spring, but it's just not, you know, I've never aligned with spring the way I should. So maybe I will one day. So that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. It's almost October, guys. Get your pumpkins in order and your witchery all laid out because I want to hear what everybody's doing. Halloween this year will be on a Friday, so guess what we're doing? We're going to be right here on Halloween night. It's on a Friday this year, so we're going to do it. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, I will try to do this every week. As long as you guys are just respectful and courteous, I will be here. Okay. Anyway, I'm glad you guys all joined. If somebody wants to get a private session, you guys know how to do that. I post about it every day on Twitter, but just go on my link tree and that's where the private sessions are. If you go on to my Instagram, that's where all the testimonials are, the psychic reading testimonials. So if you just want like a compilation of those, it's on my Instagram. I only have one of each. They are official. If I say they're official at the top, they're official. There is no such thing as a backup account. Do I sound like a person that would ever have a backup of anything? these these people that make up these accounts and say they're me and impersonate me and then say, "Oh, it's my backup account." First of all, I live on the edge. I never know what I'm doing until the moment I wake up. Why would I have a backup of anything? I would never have a backup account. Okay. Anyway, this will be up on YouTube and all the other platforms within the hour, you guys. And I wish everybody a really good weekend, but we're headed into fall. And I think the answers we gave tonight were I was excited by each one of these readings, by the way. They were all very different. And I think you each got something good out of it, a good little nugget. All right. I will talk to you guys later. If you want to order a reading, go ahead and do so. I will email you right away and we'll set a time for you. I usually do them within 24 hours. If it's late at night when you order, it's the next day. Okay. I will talk to you guys soon. And I wish everybody a really good weekend. And September went so fast. Oh my God, where did it go? It like came and went. It was like this breeze. Okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Look for these within the hour. Bye bye.